Luna. You ready for your haircut? Come here. Come here. Are you a little stiff? Yeah, come here, baby. Come back here. Oh, wow. Okay. You're still capable of getting up there. Oh, that scared me a little bit. You want to treat? Good girl. Good girl. And paw. Good girl. Can I have your other paw? Yeah. What a good girl. Sweetheart. Okay. Keep turning around. Yeah. Turn around. Just spin your butt. There we go. There we go. Okay, welcome to the stream. This is Luna. She is a very sweet white standard poodle. This is this could be a little update video for anyone who watched the first one. Last time that we groomed Luna, she was dealing with this injury in her back right leg, and I was showing you the different ways to work around that. And it comes and goes. Last week she was doing good, but this past couple days she started limping again. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take it really easy, not have her put too much weight on that back right leg. And if you don't know me, my name is AJ. I've been a pet groomer for 15 years, and I've been grooming dogs for, working with dogs for a bit longer than that. Since I was 8 years old, I was bathing dogs for my mom. She had a pet grooming business out of our house. And I've seen some horrible things in the pet grooming industry, and that's a big part of why I'm doing this live stream, is I'm trying to create a level of accountability between the pet owners and myself as the pet groomer. There's far too much bad stuff that happens, and the pet grooming industry really needs to have a light shined onto it in order to get those bad apples out of there. You know, we need more training, we need more behavioral handling education as a whole. So hopefully I can help create that and spread awareness and encourage other groomers to do it as well. So for Luna's haircut, it's going to be about a 2.5 hour groom, which means it's going to be just over a 2.5 hour live stream. We're going to shave her face, her feet, her sani, the inside of her ears, and then cut her nails. And then we'll pluck her ears, and we'll do all of that before we head to the back to have the bath. I'm guessing that'll take probably about 25 minutes to get all of that done. And then if you want to tune back in about 25 minutes, we'll be in the bathtub if you don't want to see those things. So without any further ado, I'm going to take a quick picture to show you guys the before. Luna gets groomed so often, her befores look great. Wait, where'd it go? Portrait mode. Nice and blurry background. Yeah. You're so cute, Luna. Get a little video for anyone that's watching after the live stream has ended. This is kind of a before, and then we'll show you an after. I'm going to start with the nails. Pick the table up a little higher. Her nails are really easy to cut. You can see through the side of it, and she has a very prominent hook. One of the easiest ways to be able to tell how far to cut a nail is when it's see-through like this. If anybody is trying to cut their own dog's nails at home, I have a video titled Cutting Dog Nails Perfect Every Time. You can check that video out and it'll teach you how to know where the blunt supply is, how to know how far you can cut, and some ways to hold the clipper. That nail's long. Good girl. I'm going to start with her injured leg. It'll be easier to hold this one up. I'm going to be very careful not to lift it up high. I'm not going to pull it out to the side. Don't know where the injury is, so I'm going to try not to bend her knee too much or pull on it in any funny directions, as well as her ankle and her hip. I'm going to try to leave all of those in a good alignment. Not do any twisting, try to not do any pulling. Get all these nails cut. Good job doing that. And now for the hard part, I'm going to have to support her weight because I don't want her weight to be on this injured leg, so I'm going to stick my elbow underneath her hips right here and flip her leg back and cut her nails like that. Let's see. Let me see this foot. These nails are worn down a ton. Yeah, almost nothing needed cut. She's bearing all the weight down on this one foot, and because of that, she's wearing the nails down on this foot much faster than this one. But both of her back nails are wearing a lot faster than her front nails, which is kind of an interesting fact as well. All right, her nails are done. Let's go ahead and grab my number 10 blade. I'm going to start with shaving her face. This is called a clean face. Traditional poodle haircut, they get a clean face like this. We go against the hair on the muzzle and with the hair on the cheeks. Got some eye goobers, and shave those out. I have to lift her top lip in order to properly shave the bottom lip. top lip covers some of the hairs that I need to shave. Good girl. Good job. And I'm gonna shave from the corner of the eye to the top of the ear canal hole. And then I'll shave the inside of the ears. Sweet. That looks good. Beautiful. Oh, missed a little bit on the underside. Alright. There we go. Looking good. Check the temperature. Blade's a little warm. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on a different one and start doing clean feet, which is where we shave between the toes, between the pads, all up. If my foot was the dog's, we would shave to about here. Everything between the toes and the pads, just to above, below the ankle, but above the toes. Start with this front foot. Oh, it's still in there. No. Oh, it's still here. Come on. One of the best tricks I've discovered for getting clean feet really good is to pull the hair from underneath the nail towards the middle of the toe and then shave it. Really helps clean up the end product. Hang on, hang on. The hairs love to just get trapped underneath the bottom of the nail, and then they'll stick out at some point after the dog's done being groomed, and it'll look all funny. Come on, Nana. Hold still. Hold still. No. Come on. Come on. Alright, top of the foot looks good. We'll flip it over and we'll do the bottom now. Really not. Hold still. Need a little bit more for her feet. She's telling me, I don't want to do this. And I'm trying to gently ask her. I keep doing it. It's okay, baby. Hold still. Sleep, sleep. Okay. First foot is all done. I'm going to change my blade. Get a cool one on there. And we'll do her injured leg next, since it's right here. I'll try to do as much of it as I can without making her stand up. See how far I can get. Okay, I've gotten underneath and around all of the nails done, so now I'm going to pull the hairs up between the toes and shape them. Doing clean feet is really intimidating when you first start, but you don't have to worry about too much. Once you understand where the flap of the skin is between the toes, and you understand that in order to cut it, the skin has to get between the teeth of the blade itself, you can really avoid it pretty easily. But I remember being really scared the first few times that I did it, even for the first little while. I didn't quite understand how I would accidentally cut the dog if I were to do it, and it scared me. But I overcame that fear and became a pro. Hey. Okay, the top of this foot looks great. Let's see if I can get a little bit of it while she's sitting, if I can get underneath. Okay, we're getting there. Good progress. Trying to really focus on not letting my back bend too much, but I keep doing it. It's going to be a challenge with this girl. I'm going to be doing lots of things where I'm holding her weight. So I expect my back will hurt at the end of this day. Okay, new foot, new blade. I'll go ahead and do the same thing all over again. 2 down, 2 to go. Sit. Oh, we're still in it. Top's all done. Catch the bottom now. Sit. long hair. There we go. My eyes are dry. Need some water. And another sip of coffee. Ah, yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. Okay, last foot, arguably the hardest one. I don't want to lift this foot if I can avoid it. I wonder if I can get her to switch her hips around. No, actually, I can see the bottom of her foot from over here. So I'll start with that, and then we'll make adjustments from there. Last time I was not able to get this foot perfect because she was because she didn't want to put pressure on her opposite leg. I didn't feel confident in lifting up this back left leg because then all the pressure goes on her back right leg. She was being so ginger with it that I decided to not get the feet perfect. I decided to err on the side of caution and focus on keeping her leg healthy over making the haircut absolutely perfect. So I left a little bit of hair between her toes last time. And since she's having issues again today, I am prepared to do the same thing if I have to, but let's see if I can avoid it. See if I can get these nails, or these clean feet all the way done. So far, doing pretty good. Nice. Did I get between these toes? And then these toes. Doing good, making really good progress. Doing much better than last time at this angle. I left a lot of these hairs on her toes last time. Feels like about as much as I can get from this position. Let's see if I can get her to roll off of her left hip onto her right hip. It might be painful for her. Maybe I can just get her to stand up. Up. Good girl. Poor thing. Poor Luna. And if you did see the last video with Luna, I had one fact wrong. I thought she was a little bit older. I thought she was 9 or 10, but she's only 6 years old. So hopefully they can get this injury under control. Man, it would just be so tragic if she has to deal with something like this for the rest of her life. Poodles live a long time. I've seen a lot of standard poodles live to 15 years old. So it would be more than half of her life if she's not able to get it fixed. All right, the top's looking pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. Let's not do that. I'm gonna support her weight again with my elbow and try to get the bottom of the rest of the bottom of her foot, and then we're gonna call it good. Okay, we are doing this. Oh yeah, that's a back workout. Probably not a good one. Okay, I think her feet are all done. Let's go ahead and put on a cool number 10 blade. We'll do her Sammy and her bum. Oh, just the hair. Okay, Sammy. Okay. Up, up. Sweet. Nails are done, feet are done, Sandy's done, face is shaved. Let's pluck her ears and then we can head back and give her a bath. Yes. If you're thinking it's kind of gross that I wipe the dirty hair on her body, I agree. I think it's gross. But her body's dirty and we're gonna go get it clean after, so I don't see any problem with it. Wait, almost there, Luna. Okay. Alright, we got that one down. Quick check for ears and tail. Make sure there's no big mats. Okay, we're good. Alright, drop this table down. Give me a few moments to get the camera and back on. And we will give Luna a bath. Let's go. Come here, good girl. Come on. Oh boy. Let's go. Come on, Luna. Come on. Come on. Take me to bed. Come on. It's bath time, little girl. Come here, Luna. Come here, baby. I know. Be nice if we didn't have to do all this stuff, but we do. Oh. Good girl. Want a treat? Good girl. Luna's done this enough times that she knows the routine and she didn't want to come back here to get a bath. Sorry, sweetie. She did some very, let's see, what's the verbiage? She was protesting in a very calm, sweet way, where she basically just said, I'd rather lay here on the bed than go back with you to the bath. Alright, the way that this is going to work, if you haven't seen it before, I have this high pressure bathing system that mixes the shampoo for me. I'll use that on her body, legs, and tail. After those are all washed, I'll turn this mixer off, turn the water pressure down, and I'll get her face wet with just water, and then I'll wash it with this pre-mixed soap. So let's go ahead and start with her body. We're actually going to start with warming up the water first, and then we'll wash her body. I'm not going to talk to you very much because it's kind of loud, and you won't be able to hear me very well, so. Turn around. Let's see. Turn around for me. Turn. Turn. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, her body is all washed. We'll turn the water pressure down. I'm going to clear the soap out of the line. Turn the pressure down. And when we get her face nice and wet, I'm going to try to avoid getting any water in her nose or inside of her ears. And specifically inside of her ear canal, because I do have to get the inside of her ear wet and washed. Her head is pre-rinsed. Let's add the soap. And as I'm lathering up the soap, if any part of her head or ears doesn't properly lather, I just need to add more soap until it lathers really well, and that's how I know that the ear is clean. that her face is all washed, everything lathered up nicely, I'm going to turn the water pressure on really low, and I'm going to rinse off her face, and particularly I'm going to make sure to rinse her eyes. She's not squinting, so I don't think I got any soap in her eyes, but just in case, I'm going to rinse them out and make sure that there's no soap in her eyes. Okay, it seems like I have her head properly rinsed off. I'm going to turn the water pressure up and rinse off the rest of her body, starting with under this leash to make sure that there's no soap under there. One more time, Luna. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, stay there for me. Rock and roll. Her back is all done. My back is getting tired. We're going to now squeegee out all the excess water. As I'm doing this, I'm checking for any slippery, sudsy parts to see if I left any soap on her body. If I do find any soap or I find a slippery part, I'll just look at my hand, check for any bubbles. And if I see any bubbles, then I'll rinse off her body again in that spot. All right, Looney, Luna. Go ahead and grab a towel. We'll get her out of the tub and onto the blow dryer. Okay, she's probably going to shake, and I'm going to try to keep my hands underneath her so that she doesn't slip, particularly important while she's only got one good leg back here. One stable leg anyways. Good girl. Almost there. This towel still has some dry spots on it, but some of the other spots are totally soaked. So I'm gonna grab a second one. Just double check that I've got as much of this water off as I can get with the towel. It'll save me some time with blow drying. Okay, we're done towel drying. I'm going to put my earbuds in, listen to a little bit of music, but most importantly, give myself a little bit of hearing protection. This blow dryer is quite loud. The blow dryers, there's two of them that I'm going to use. So I'll put these in, that'll give me a little bit of hearing protection, and then I'll put some cotton balls in for Luna. And that will give her some hearing protection. These cotton balls work really well. I've forgotten my headphones several times and used cotton balls as an alternative, and it works quite well. Good girl. Go and put some music on. And as I'm drying, I'm going to use both dryers. I always approach very slowly at first to make sure that the dogs don't react. Luna's amazing. She never reacts. She's been doing this forever. And once her body is all dry, I'll turn off the one dryer, turn this first dryer onto a low power, and then I'll dry her face and ears. So let's go ahead and get started. did it. We did it. Yes. Oh no. Close call. Alright, we're all done with the blow drying. Luna did pretty good. She didn't want her face done too much. Definitely made me hold on to her face, and she was kind of trying to wiggle and just telling me she didn't want me to do it. But I was persistent. I just kept asking politely, and eventually we got it done. That's the way that you should do it if you're a groomer. You just gotta politely continue to ask. Even if the dogs are upset, even if the dogs are really fighting us, telling us that they don't want to do it, I have to stay calm and just keep asking. Okay, Luna. Let's head back up front. We'll get you on the front cameras and we will finish her haircut. Let's go, baby girl. Come here, Looney Bunny. Good girl. Go ahead. Okay, sorry for that little delay. Lost power to these front cameras for some reason. All right, Luna. Come here, baby. Come here. Come. Come. Come here. Luna. Wait. Wait. Oh my God, wait. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh my gosh. No slowing this girl down. She is like, I know what to do. And leaps on the table. I'm trying to not do that. Just having these issues. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna brush out. Well, I guess let me give you a little rundown of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna brush out her head, ears, and tail. And then I'll put my clip on. It's a 2-inch clip on that I do on her head and on her tail. We'll go over those, and after those are done, then I'll put my 7 blade on and we'll shave her body down. Body and legs. After her body and legs are done, I'll then finish her tail, ears, and then her top knot, and then we'll be all done. So let's get to brushing. Use my detangling / leave-in conditioner spray. Spray this on her ears and her top knot. And I'll know that I'm done brushing when that scratching noise that you're hearing right now goes away. Hear that? Exactly, because there's no mat, so you can't hear much. Oh, one little one right there. Don't mind that one. Okay, top knot's brushed. Now we'll move down to her ears. I'm going to raise this table up a little bit. And brush your ears. Then, don't pull away from me. I know. I know. Getting close. find it so satisfying when you brush out all the mats and it's so quiet when the mats are all brushed out. Really satisfying sound to me. Alrighty, top nut's brushed, ears are brushed. Let's get your tail brushed, and we can start shaving. Oh, maybe. There we go. It would definitely be easier for me to brush her tail if she was standing, but I'm going to give her as many breaks as I can. Just let her relax on that leg if she can. Sweet. Okay, no time to waste. Put our 2-inch clip on top of a number 10 blade. Let's use this one. And we'll take this over her top knot first. now we'll do the 2-inch on her tail. Come on, baby. Need you up for this one. Need you up. Okay, good girl. Not yet. All done with the clip on. All done with the 10. Actually, a little spot on her foot. Try to get. Spots in her feet stood out to me after I bathed her. And there's still a few more. Man, I missed so many. Scrub life. Making rookie mistakes. But I'm also making pro moves by double checking my work. Alright, now we're going to pop on a number 7 blade. And we're going to go over her neck, back, legs, all the way down to her feet. This is going to be the most time consuming step in the finishing process. It's probably going to take like 30 minutes or so. And there's not too much that I'm going to say about it. So if you want to just chill out, put on some tunes, maybe grab a coffee, and just have me in the background, you can listen to my clipper buzz and watch the hair come off. Okay, her neck's all shaved. Go ahead and put the leash back up now. I'm gonna grab my brush. The 7-blade's nice. You can get away with not doing as much back brushing, but there's gonna be spots inevitably that won't come smooth, and that's when I'll use my brush, back brush, to get it smooth. Also, she's got a growth. There it is. Gotta be a little careful around this growth. Don't want to scratch it. I'm singing lo-fi in my head, so I figured I might as well just play some instead of just singing. Boo, boo, ba-doo. There we go. A little trick for shaving the armpits. If I want to shave the hairs that are closer to the belly, I push the arm back. If I want to shave the hairs that are on the leg, I pull the arm forward. And that helps me access both of those areas a little bit easier. The last thing that you'd want to do is just pull the arm forward and shave it from the outside. And that's going to get most of your hairs shaved when you're shaving your armpits. Wait. Wait. Come on now. Settle down. Settle down. Okay. Now let's do a little warm. I don't want it. Okay, she's being a little too wiggly while I'm trying to shave the bottom of her leg, so I'm going to grab behind her elbow, push forward, and hold tight, and that will lock out her leg, and then I can shave the bottom where she's wanting to be so wiggly. Hold still. Hold still. Good girl. Good girl. Hang on. Almost there. Good job, Luna. Good job, little turkey. Little turkey. Let's see. Let's do the other front leg before I ask her to stand up. Wait, hold it still. Hold it still. now that I think about it, the leg lock is one of the most useful techniques for shaving the legs that new groomers should definitely know. By far one of the most useful. You can use it on the front legs and the back legs. Okay. See what else I can shave before I have her stand up. A little bit more on her belly. Seven blades, tad warm. Go ahead and switch it out. With her sitting down in this position, you guys probably can't see it on the camera, but there's a lot of folds and rolls. The skin's kind of rolling over itself in the flank area by the back leg. And what I'm doing, maybe you can see it on this side, is I'm lifting the skin as I shave to help flatten out those rolls. But I'm at the end of what I can do with her sitting, so we're going to go ahead and ask her to stand up, and we'll get this back left leg all done as soon as she's up. Okay, then I need you to do another hard thing for me, okay? Her ears keep ending up in her mouth, trying to prevent it. Okay, then up. Good girl. And I'm going to try to work fast. The way to work fast is to be efficient. To make sure that each pass takes hair off. That I don't waste any time going over an area over and over, not making the most efficient cuts. It's a common term in racing. Smooth is fast. And fast is smooth. I don't know if I said that right. But it sounds cool while I was thinking about it. Wait. Sit. Wait. Wait. Almost there. Almost there. Just checking the temperature real quick right there. Getting a little warm, but definitely not hot yet. Probably got 10 more minutes before I'll need to switch. Let's lift this opposite leg, try to get underneath, inside. So I did a pretty good job already. Not so much more to get. Just to reiterate, as I'm trying to move quickly, I am trying to just make sure that each cut is as efficient as possible. Try to spend the least amount of time that I can getting these legs shaved so that she can sit back down, making every cut count. My back's hurting. Okay, that looks pretty dang good. I need to pop the 10 blade back on here and go over the sani. Seems like I missed a few hairs. Should I do that real quick? Oh, hang on, baby. Almost there. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. And down. I'm now going to take my scissors, I'm going to go over her feet, blend in where I shaved the legs to where I shaved her feet in that 7 versus that 10. I'll double check our armpits, and then we'll move on to her tail. Pick this table up higher. I don't like having big dogs up this high. The table gets more and more unstable the higher that it goes, and increases the chances of them making it shake and then jumping. It's never happened to me with the big dog, and I don't want it to. I've seen it happen to other groomers. I'm going to say that that is good on her legs. Now while she's standing, I'm going to try to finish her tail. Leave my comb. stubbed my toe. Oh, that was a good one. Man, stubbing your toe sucks. This table is just a little too high. This will be hard. Try to support her while I bring it down. Try to be gentle. Okay. Stay with it. Now we'll comb her tail to the side. Around to the base and the end. That's it. feet are done, tail's done. Now we gotta finish her ears and her top knot. And then we'll clean her ears, get her to shake one last time, and we'll see white hairs pop up, but we should be getting pretty close. I think I'm gonna text her mom, and I've got about 25 minutes left. All right. No time to waste. Let me just slide forward, Luna. Yes. So this forward, and this look forward. There we go. Start with her ears. Run my comb through the outside and the inside of her ears. Make sure there's no more tangles. Get all the hairs to go straight down. And then I try to take off as much from her ears as I took off her body. Something around there. Looks. Now let's do the other side and try to get it as close as possible. Here's pretty close. Okay, I think the ears are good. Now we're going to do her top knot. leash off. Start at the back, comb everything back. And we'll blend it in to the line that I shaved. Wait, stay. After the back's done, I'll just continue to work my way around towards the front. Blending it into that back line that I just finished. Just coming back and forth. Slowly making my way around and then up the head. Only going to come about halfway from this ear. And I'll go to the front. I'll do the same thing, working my way back. Back's looking pretty close. Let's go ahead and come up to the front. lines that I shaved, the lines that I shaved from the corner of the eye to the top of the ear canal, that's what I'm actually blending the top knot into right now. Anything that hangs below that, I'm trimming it up to that line, and then I'm blending that up and around. Okay, this is looking good. Now that I've got this side done, I'm going to blend over the ear, and this is going to blend right between the line that I did on the back to the line that I did in the front. See? I don't know if you guys can see it. I keep doing these weird little lip movements. I'm like, as I'm cutting her ears. Cutting the hair above her ears, rather. Oh, yeah. There we go. Coming together. And now I'm just going to blend this up a little bit into the top knot. Oh yeah, this top knot's coming together quite nicely. Let's get this side done up the same way. First I'll go with the line that I shaved from corner of her eye to the top of her ear canal. We'll get that blended in nicely. Anything that comes below that line will get trimmed. Wait. Wait. Then once that's set, I'll now start blending up and around the side of the top knot. Pretty good. Front of her eyes. Maybe a little bit more there, but I want to get this area from the back of her head blended into the front of her head over her ear. Now that the sides are looking good, the front's looking pretty good, I'm just going to start blending up to the top. Look at it from each direction, back brush it, and just round it up to the top.
So looking balanced each side, front to back, left to right. Side profile's looking pretty good. Might be just a touch longer in the front still from the side profile. Okay, I think she looks pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and clean her ears, get her to shake her head, and we'll see if anything else pops out. Ears are pretty clean. My air cleaner bottle's almost empty. I have to refill it. Stay. Wow. Oh yeah, we got a couple spots. But let's just go ahead. In her ears. Hopefully she'll shake again. And I didn't waste that good head shake to be like, no, I'm doing this step now. Sometimes I'm too stubborn. Hopefully that one doesn't bite me in the butt today. Okay. Yep, her ears are very clean. There's very little earwax or anything that came off. All right, now let's see if she'll shake her head again.
Good girl. Stay. Wait. Wait. Okay. All right, we're all done. That's gonna conclude this live stream. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next Monday. Let's go, baby. Let's go.